StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. This is a game between IATEIGHTEYES and Fishlobs on Abyssal Reef, the latter edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is IATEIGHTEYES. That is just fun to say. I think that's the entire reason for this player name. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Fishlobs. So a TVP rather, here for you on Abyssal Reef. The latter edition, the map that is underwater and contains fish. Let's see if we can find some fish here. Any fish on this screen? No. Any fish over here? Yep. There we go. There are some fish. Whoever made this map, again, I am super duper impressed by. I have no idea how they did it. It's so different from every other map in StarCraft 2. And let's see what we can see from these players today. It's a silver versus silver this time. Into the Void is my examination of bronze and silver league level games. You never know what to expect, which is why they are fun for me to cast and pretty much fun for you to watch, considering you clicked on this. All right, so Fishlobs, keeping everything close to this pylon that you can photon overcharge. That's a tip for you Protoss players who are struggling versus Terran and drops and stuff. Don't wall off just because it's kind of hard to cover this and cover this from Terran. Against Zerg, it's okay. Go ahead and do that. Double barracks opening here from IATEIGHTEYES, as well as double refinery, which makes zero sense whatsoever. We'll see what he does with it. We will see what he does with it. This rally point tells me it's going to be a Marine coming out of this barracks for IATEIGHT. Oh, man, I don't know if I'm going to say this IATEIGHTEYES. Either way, Fishlobs tossing up a forward pylon here at I8's natural base. Can I just call him Eyes? Should I just do that? What is this going to be? It's a Marine. It is in fact a Marine and a Cyber Core on the way as well. After a Forge for Fishlobs, he's planning on cannoning this out. The problem is these aren't even critters. This is just like decorations. So weird. The problem with this for Fishlobs is I don't see any sign that I8 is going to expand anytime soon. This is kind of just a barracks, and here's now a factory from I8 with a double refinery. One refinery has a worker on it. The other one has 3 for whatever reason is happening here. Yep, just going to go lots of Marines into a factory. This might be his take on the 5-minute Marine medevac drop, which has a better name that I can't remember. Unfortunately, I need to write it down and just kind of look at it a few times. Expanding now is Fishlobs. Fishlobs is going for the Nexus, and he's not throwing any cannons down here because he doesn't need to yet. The problem is, by the time he does, there will be enough Marines to burn them down while they're warping in, assuming I8 is paying attention, which is not a guarantee. And there's the starport. Okay, so this is a reactor. Nope, tech lab. Never mind. This is weird. This is weird. Just trying to predict what is happening in an Into the Void game is just an exercise in futility. So I'm going to go ahead and give up on that. Give up on that for a certain. Anyway, did you catch that amazing game? Amazing game between, who was it? Was it Penguin and Probe yesterday? If not, just go back and pause this and go back and watch that. That was an amazing ZVP. One of the best I've ever cast in my time here on YouTube. So if you missed it, Sunday night's kind of going to be my Epic Games / Series Games slot for those of you in the United States of America. A third Nexus coming in from Fishlobs. What do you even have to defend Fishlobs? Fishlobs has 24 probes, 3 Nexuses, and a mothership core. Really feeling brave, considering the fact that I8 is basing it and obviously planning on attacking at some time here. He's got a tank in production. He's got a reactor coming off of that starport. We're going to have Marines. We're going to have tanks. We're going to have medevac support with double engineering bay here as well. Now, the secret here, I8, is that you can do all of this just about as quickly and get an expansion at the same time. There are builds that allow you to do that. The 1-Rax expand is very popular for that very reason. However, a 1-Rax expand might have fallen prey to the cannons that Fishlobs was planning on doing here. So now, Fishlobs needs to know, okay, it's 4 minutes. There is no expansion from the opposing player. So I have 3 bases right now. I better start pumping out defense on some level, even if it's just cannons, right? Even just a couple cannons at each base might be enough. I just really worry about this army moving out here and Fishlobs just getting caught with his pants completely down, which is just super embarrassing. Have you ever had your pants down in public? It's not a great feeling. I have a vague memory of that happening to me in middle school. Probably, I want to say it was probably in gym class. That's where most of those shenanigans tended to occur. Anyway, I don't have any details, so those looking for details, I'm sorry for disappointing you. He's walling up, man. I8 is turtling on 1 base, which again is not considered a super viable strategy in StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, as you mine out much more quickly than you used to in Heart of the Swarm. He is already oversaturated here at his main base. And he's going to start, look at these. These are already shiny mineral patches here at 5 minutes in. He's going to lose these fairly soon. I mean, it's just going to one base thing and go for a giant attack and never worry about expanding. That could work, because again, it's Into the Void. Any strategy can work. We saw a whole bunch of ghosts be very effective in Into the Void just last week. Just this very last week. If you missed that one, go check it out. Who was that between? Who was involved there? Logan, I think, was one of the names of the players. Anyway, double pumping those medevacs. First two have arrived here for I-8. Meanwhile, Fishlobs is working on what? What do you have, my friend? Cannons? All right. Does he have any attacking units? He has an adept. He's up 41 at 32 harvesters and has an adept right now. We got Marines, we got tanks. Both players spending their money pretty darn well. If we are going to make a fair observation here, 1-1 being researched for the biological units for I-8. This fort has not been used for any upgrades whatsoever out of Fishlobs, just being used for cannons, which again is fine at this level. I'm not going to complain about that too much, although you will notice the pros are not huge on cannons unless they're worried about things like Liberators, which is a fair concern, especially against Terran, because that's the only race that can make them. More barracks on the way here for I-8, starting to get that money up, and look, patches running low, 300 minerals, 400 minerals, another 300, 100 minerals on that patch right there. These mules are burning them down even more quickly. Super oversaturation, and it's time to go. Is it time to go? You got Marines, you got tanks, you got medevacs. I love this composition. It is very strong, especially against the Protoss. Fishlobs has nothing, man. Fishlobs, dude, I believe in you. You got to make attacking units at some point here. You're one adept, and 3 stalkers are not going to be enough to survive. We got gateways, multiple gateways from Fishlobs now, so that's a good sign. That's a very good sign here. And there's the expansion coming down at 6 minutes and 50 seconds for I-8. The question is, can Fishlobs get a cannon up here without I-8 noticing? He is long-distance mining with SCV, so his vision is covering this area. Does he see that pylon? He sees the pylon back there, and the army comes back to deal with this. The entire army comes back and says, you, probe, get out of here. We'll shoot at you. We're going to go ahead and take down your pylon as well. You don't have a permit for that thing. Get out. Get out. And it's exploded. So I-8 successfully manages to defend his natural base, which really wasn't under too much attack, I would say. All right, I-8, what you got for me? Moving out here with +1/+1 and stim and combat shield. Man, this dude, these again, these are not your Wings of Liberty Into the Void players. These guys know what they're doing. They have general sense of how to play. Hello, giant shark. Man, you cover up my vision sometimes. They have a general sense of what to do. Where this starts to fall apart and get entertaining and get weird is after the first attacks start happening. Then we forget macro. Then we do forget how to micro. We panic and do things we don't intend to do during battles. That's me. I do that all the time. It's not a great feeling, but that's why you play, to get better and experience those situations so you don't panic the next time one comes up. This third base is just happily mining here. Our Terran player is even scanned. No, he has no idea. None whatsoever what is going on over in Protossville. It could be Dark Templars coming, could be Mass Void Rays coming in. He's not warp gating his gateways. That's very super mega interesting. This warp gate research here on the cybernetics core is the single most important upgrade for a Protoss player. We'd never ever ever see a professional skip that under any circumstances. Even if they're going Sky Toss, they get that upgrade. All right, here we go. Terran player with a lot of Marines and tanks. The medevac's coming a little bit early, though. One getting picked off. Losing the medevac is bad news, but the tanks are setting up at siege mode. The Marines going forward. Adepts trying to stand on and against themselves. The tanks are firing on these Adepts and just thinning their ranks so quickly. Mothership core getting targeted down. All this left here are 3 or 4 stalkers versus this many Marines as bodies continue to fly into the sky here. IATEIGHTEYES wins that battle handily, I would say, and more Adepts coming in for Fishlobs. I don't know if Adepts are going to be the answer. Siege tank with 4 kills, other siege tank with 2. Marines getting kills apiece to take home, except for this guy. This guy gets 0, sadly for him. So going to keep pushing. He's going to keep pushing here. And it might set up a little bit. Yep, setting up just outside this natural base. He's familiar with this map. He's going to knock down these rocks to give himself a wider avenue of attack here. Medevac spotting the high ground. And these Adepts, they don't want to go down there. Ooh, losing a cannon that was warping in as well on the top of that ramp. The replacement Mothership core is coming. I don't think it's being chrono boosted. There's the psionic transfer being used. All right, psionic transfer being used here, and gonna finish. Gonna try to get rid of these Marines. Gonna try to get rid of these tanks, focusing the tanks down. First of all, 1 tank down, 2 tanks down, 3 tanks down. All that's left is Marines, but the Adepts, there are only a couple of them, and Marines are very good in that situation. Marines without tank support do not care whatsoever. They're moving up this ramp. They're taking down a pylon. They're going after this natural base. More adepts are in production, which is exactly what Fishlobs needs. But if he had warp gate, it would be so much better. +1 shields coming in here. The natural base is going to die. There's just not enough to save this thing whatsoever. The probes are running for their lives. They could go to this. Well, the third super oversaturated. I guess they could go. Oh, look how much money. 4,000 minerals and 2,000 gas here for Fishlobs. He could expand like 8 times if he wanted to. Probe parts flying into the sky. Marines walking right on up here into this main base. Taking down a cannon. Adepts are trying to save it. Probes getting murdered as well. Adepts trickling in 2 or 3 at a time. They're again thinning out the ranks here of the Marines. There are 23 on the field, but I only see maybe 8 of them here on the main base. The others are back at home, where they should be coming across to assist here, but they are choosing not to instead. 3 Stargates coming in for Fishlobs. That's going to be a lot of Stargates. Combination of cannons and adepts here trying to get rid of the remaining Marines here in his main base. Is there enough? The answer is yes! The final Marine gets taken out. All that's left are these 3 medevacs who cannot be harmed by anything on the ground here because Fishlobs doesn't have any stalkers. And they decide very smartly to go back home. Dude, this is killing me. How do you not have warp gate research? Alright, Stargates are making Phoenix. I guess Phoenix for the medevacs seems very possible. Seems extremely possible. Ooh, and a fleet beacon coming in as well. But unfortunately, we have another attack of tanks and Marines on the way from I-8. No additional upgrades from this dude. He's happy with his 1-1 for his Marines and his stim and his combat shield. One of the tanks going away from the pack a little bit to chase these adepts, replanting his Nexus. Fishlobs. Fishlobs, I believe in you, man. I believe. All right, so if the Phoenix can maybe lift the tanks, I just don't have much. Don't fly over the Marines. Don't go by yourself, Phoenix. There we go, moving them away from the Marines as they will burn them out of the sky quicker than you can say kumquat. Is the word I'm going to choose there. All right, Adepts trying to hold it. Phoenix really trying to get rid of these medevacs. Mothership Core attacking as well. Not using Photon Overcharge. Adept count slowly whittling down. Phoenix are doing a fairly good job not dying. At the very least, they have killed 1 medevac, possibly 2. They're not really focusing anything down. Somehow there are only 2 Marines remaining for I-8 and a couple tanks, which again might be enough to win the game. Right about here. Natural base under assault once again. I would like to point out, Terran player has no idea that third Nexus exists. He thinks if he can keep Fishlobs on 1 base, he will be in a great position because he does have a third base that has finished with no SCVs harvesting anything around it because he is probably paying attention to his attack at the front here, which is fine. But he should really get around to this eventually at some point. So natural base dead again. I'm pretty sure Fishlobs did not cancel that Nexus, which is, again, okay because he has 5,000 minerals in the bank and an extra, like, 300 is not going to make much of a difference for him. I'd love to see the Stargate start producing carriers right now, just because carriers are good. Vikings in production for I-8, perhaps in response to the Phoenix. Perhaps, dude, you have to do something with these Stargates. You have so much money. He's still making Adepts. I like Adepts. But against tanks and this many Marines, Robotics Bay warping in for Fishlobs as well. A Thor in production for I-8-8-Eyes. Holy shamoy, that is really, really difficult to say. Cannons coming up, warping down the ramp. Are these Adepts? Are they going to try to kill these tanks again? Moving out of the way, actually, and just moving up. I-8 says, I'm going to force the issue. There are cannons. There are Adepts at the top of this ramp here, and this might be enough. One of the tanks dies to cannons. Oh, the Phoenix taking down medevacs as well. Will Fishlobs win this thing? Holy shamoly, the medevacs, are they going to die? The medevacs are all gone. Marines, again, about 80% efficient without those medevacs. Handful of Marines are here. They're outnumbered by the Adepts defending, trickling on in here and then heading back home. I-8's reinforcements doing a better job coming across the map, just not the right time to do it, as they are sufficiently outnumbered. So many Vikings. I just don't know that you need that many. Tempest. I don't mean to say that derisively, but Tempest. All right. The problem is Vikings are really, really good against Tempest. Like, they do extra damage versus Tempest. All right. Here's the Thor. Trying to bait these Adepts down the ramp. No, replanting the natural base again is Fishlobs. All right, man. I believe in you. I love that you have the third. I really do. Third base by I8 has been saturated, which is great news for you Terran fans out there. Marine tries to come up. Another Marine tries to come up. Are they rallied here? Is that what we're seeing? Are these barracks rallied way up to the front? I mean, they're rallied down here, but maybe he fixed it where the rally was coming up the ramp and Marines were coming in one at a time and getting murdered by these adepts. 5 kills on that adept. You are cost efficient. All right, Mothership Core, your goal during this attack is to actually use Photon Overcharge. That's going to be your goal. Viking flying around. Hey, a third base? What? Fishlobs has 3 bases. Tempest going, whoa, get away from my third base. Whoa, get away from my third base. Takes 3 shots from a Tempest with a very slow attack rate to take out that Viking. So many dang probes, man. Cool. There we go. Finally expanding. Here at this base up and to the left. And coming up the ramp here, Thors and Marines. Mothership Core throw down that. There's the Photon Overcharge. Hooray! Photon Overcharge assisting greatly in killing Marines, assisting greatly in killing Thors as well. But there are still 2 Thors here and a couple Marines pushing on up. The Vikings take down a Tempest. I think the Vikings took down a Tempest. Dang it, Tempest double expanding here, though, while under attack is Fishlobs. I love this. Moving up to the third base is I8, but guess what? Tempest, again, not wonderful. Not wonderful in the situation, but when they have high ground, gonna be okay, I think. Raining down destruction upon these Thors. More Tempest here. Mothership Core assisting with the attack, lending her copious DPS to the situation. Adepts here as well for Fishlobs. And all the Thors are gone. Pieces rising to the surface of the ocean, which is where we are now. Thor actually going... Wait, is it? No, it's not in high-impact payload. It should be in anti-air mode. Well, I mean, like, big unit mode, like Brood Lords and Tempest, but not doing it. Unfortunately, Thor taken down at the front, reinforcing medevacs, walking into an absolute grinder, meat grinder right now. Another one ends up getting killed there and pulling back. Pulling back is I8. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like what he's seeing here. And for the first time in 17 minutes, Fishlobs is being the aggressor. All right, Fishlobs, where are we going? Where are we going with this thing? Additional barracks being produced by I8, recognizing that I8 has a lot of floating money, 2,600 minerals and 1,200 gas. Adepts coming up by themselves to try to handle the Terran, but nope, you need this Tempest support. As weird as it is, as weird as that may be, you need these Tempests. Raining down again on top of medevacs. The Adepts trying to kill the Marines, doing pretty well. Again, they have +2, +1, +2. Look at those upgrades on these Adepts. Amazing stuff. Medevacs getting just destroyed by these Tempests. Are there enough Marines and Thors to take out 5 Tempests? That's going to be the question. One of them pretty low on HP, as it turns out. But nope, Thor explodes. Marine gets overkilled. Another Marine dies. Well, maybe that was an SCV. SCV dies. And again, Marines just rallying to their deaths. Rallies are good, except when the rally brings your units to a place where they are all going to die. Making Reapers is I8. Seems like a strange life choice, but again, when you're under assault, sometimes you just press buttons. And you could not explain why. Again, Marines, you need a large group of Marines to deal with these Tempests. Also, some Vikings would be really good. They'd be really good. Come on, Terran player. Respond. I know you can respond. I know you can do this thing. Don't... Okay, not all the Marines are rallying to this place where they... Look at this blood spot. It just keeps getting bigger as more Marines wander to the spot and get killed. I don't know if they're being told to do this. Some of them it seems like it is. So many medevacs have died. 16 medevacs have died in this game. That is, if you want to beat a Terran player, take out his medevacs. Especially if he's going bio like this. The natural base under direct assault. So many dead Marines. 129 dead Marines. 54 dead Adepts. So I mean, they're paying for it. But so many dead Marines. Natural base not being repaired. Just under direct fire here. Tempest count is currently at 8. There are 8 Tempests, and they might just win the game. That is what Into the Void is all about, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that the Tempest, while not a great unit to mass against Terran, if it's Into the Void and your opponent is a little bit lost, you can get a game won by going mass Tempest. Okay, these Adepts were very useful. Extremely useful. Third base under assault now. Again, main base is not a place for income for I8 right now. The range of the Tempest mean these missile turrets are utterly useless. The fact that the Tempests are flying mean that the tanks are utterly useless. Okay, maybe they could kill these Adepts. Maybe they can kill these Adepts. What are these Reapers for? I just don't understand. Finally, double pumping Vikings. Yes. Yes, go I8s. You can maybe survive, I don't know, SCV train here in the bottom left, running for their lives. As the third base is gone, Adepts have cleaned that one out. Reaper's coming in to fight against Adepts. They are so bad against Adepts, and that's it. The rage quit from IATEIGHTEYES, and Fishlobs is victorious. Okay, I'm going to have to say I did not see that outcome. I did not see that coming from our Protoss player. Again, making like an attacking unit in the first 10 minutes, it felt like, not good. Going Tempest in response to a Marine Viking play, not good, but somehow made it work. Somehow just made it work. Just massed a bunch of Tempest and got it done. Let's see. Tempest 10 kills, 14 kills, 7 kills, 14 kills, 5 kills, 13, 14, 13, and 5 and 3. Yeah, I mean these were the MVPs here today for sure. Resources lost for the Terran player, 17,000, maybe 18, and about 10 or 11 for Fishlobs. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense why that would be the case. 5 Thors died, man. Yeah, turns out we learned today that Thors are not a good counter to Tempest. And maybe if they are in the anti-air mode, the high impact payload, they would be a little bit better, but not in this situation for sure. All right, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another instance of Into the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.